Hey guys, doing a water change here. I'm just going to let that, when that gets below the water line, which is about where I want it to stop, and it's just siphoning now, doing about a 50 here, and I'm actually pulled the canister out. This is just in case. By the way, I learned to have this in this net, just in case I find baby shrimp or something in here. That little that reservoir that's closer to me, see the recess? That's actually for that purge valve, if you guys can see the purge valve right there. And it's made so you can just put a hose on it and get all the debris that's in the bottom and purge it without having to do this. But see all this, I'm going to clean those filters. You can get an idea of stuff that's in the bottom. Anyway, I'm going to get on this and clean the sponges and then get it all back together and finish a water change. But the filters, I want the filter spotless because of the baby angels, and hopefully I get this done quick. But what I'm going to do, just so you know, I'm going to put a little bit of prime in here, fill it about halfway. In the biological media in the bottom, I'm going to set it in water with prime. Don't put chlorinated water on it, you'll kill the bacteria. You'll have major issues with your canister. And I know some people that don't ever clean those sponges. I'm going to clean those sponges. And I also have a filter sponge in my second tray. Matter of fact, I'll show you really quick, because it's going to be dirty. That right there. That is what was causing gurgling. And it just needs to be cleaned. And anyway, I got to get busy. You guys take care. And I'll try to put all this together in a video today. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Appreciate everybody watching. This is the Fluval FX5. And in my opinion, you find this on buy.com or other sites for about $220, $225. And it's the best $200 filter, 200 plus, under $300 filter you can buy. It's a lot cleaner now, but you see how dirty this water is? This is sitting in prime treated water. This is pre-filter. A lot of people don't even use this. I just want everybody to see this. This is a sponge. I want you to see what comes out of here. An idea of how dark that is. This is darkened up. But this stuff's really dark. A lot of people don't do pre-filter. Get an idea of how dark this is. It's not that deep, by the way. But I'm not really worried about this stuff. I know it's probably got some bacteria in there, but that's pre-filter. Another thing that I did, is see that this little 2.5 gallon plastic container, I'll take water out of one of the aquariums and use it to rinse and clean out after I pull the sponges out. And anyway, but give you an idea, this is the dirt that was in that filter, and it's going to do a whole lot better job once I get all this stuff clean. These sponges have all been cleaned. There's these filter pads. I don't have the really fine ones, but that does a great job. And I got to get busy to get my tank working on the 120. But this gives you an idea of just how filthy this canister filter was. I like all my sponges clean. You want this stuff dirty. This is where this has got biological media on it. Never hit that with chlorine. Always treat it with prime. I love this stuff, and you can see it sitting in water. So, and you don't want that stuff to get dry. So, anyway, got to get on it. Thanks for watching. I'll clip all this together, and hopefully this will help somebody. But the 2.5 little plastic gallon, great idea. Take some water in it in case you find something in here. You can dump it in there and save it. I find little baby shrimp in here a lot. I found some baby mollies in here once. Another thing is, if you don't find anything in there to salvage, you can use that water to rinse this stuff that you never want to let chlorine hit. this stuff, a lot of people say don't even get this. I was a rookie. You can see all the stuff floating out of it. But anyway, you can see how much clearer it is now. But anyway, I got to get on it. See you guys. Bottom tray. And it's all, I had a bunch of biological here and here. I'm moving it all to the bottom. And then whatever I couldn't fit, I'm going to move some to the bottom layer here. And then I'm going to move a filter pad on the top of that one in the very top tray after I put those resin bags over there. And I'll try to show all this. But that's the bottom tray. And I'll show you what the middle tray is going to look like here in just a second. Tray has got that biological in the very bottom here. I'll show you. And that, oops, too bright. And those are 3 bags of Clearmax resin. Biological, just one layer, one fine layer. And then I'm going to top it off by setting this right here on the very, it just fits right in there like so. And that's that. And then this is the very top one. And that's pre-filter media, and then this is the resin bags, and then it's going to go on the very top like so. And I don't really care about if it's perfect fit, because you know there's so many sponges here and stuff. But anyway, this is kind of it. This is how I got it set. Somebody tell me what they think I'm doing right or what they think I'm doing wrong. And I got to get this biological back in the prime treated water and get things rolling. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you. And then you just pick it up like this. If you can see, they're all lined up on the handles. These handles, the tricky thing is they're actually curved, and you want it to curve with the circles, so that's how you know which one goes where. And then I just see that one of these little, where the pipes go, I just make sure that the pipes go. This, it's all set in, nice and neat. Then I put the lid on it. And you see that post that's sticking out is going to go in that hole, and then it'll match this one, and then I just rotate. If anybody's ever changed a tire, you know, I spin these, you know, 2 or 3 turns and just clockwise, counterclockwise, but just keep going around in the circle and just try to keep it even and flat. And thanks for watching. That's an FX5, and this filter rocks, by the way. I'll have you know. See ya. Hey guys. Just showing you what I'm going to do. I always put it in the same way every time. The nice thing is, since the motor's on one side, it tells you kind of which one is the intake and the outtake. So the motor's always on the side of the outtake. I always make sure those are closed, obviously, when you disconnect them. And I'm going to see if I can set the camera here and show you guys. I don't know if I can do this or not. We'll see. All right. Just kind of twist it back and forth, and then make sure it's tight. And it is. I'm going to twist it just like so, back and forth. I heard it snap. I'm going to open that up slowly, and I'm going to open this one up. What you're hearing is the air. And it's good to do that. I kind of heard that, but it's good to get it to bubble now. And then what I'll do is once I start putting water in, I'll turn it on and purge it. This hit the suction, and then when the water came out, it lifted up. So I'm right where I want to be here. I need to put water in it. It's just shrimp. This. See if I can see them. You see all the baby shrimp? See the tiny one? Those are tiny little shrimp. I don't know if you can see, they're huge compared to the Amano, but there's a bunch of little babies in there. Way cool. Anyway, I gotta quit saying that word, but I got them everywhere. I can see them running all over the place. So if you guys know what I should feed baby shrimp, let me know. And I'm thinking about, I'm gonna put the sock on the filter, so I don't lose any. Anyway, I said it again. Oh my word. But you can't hardly see them. They're just tiny little dots. Put that little cover on there. And one thing I was going to tell you, a good tip. I have my canister filter and my heater on an extension cord that little white cord right there, they're both on that. And so when I unplug that extension cord, the lights stay on, but the heater and the pump turn off. You really want to turn your heater off, especially if it's hanging. I don't turn this one off because it's horizontal. If it's fully submerged and horizontal, you know it never gets below the water line, you're okay. But you should never ever have one of these that hangs on the back on when you're doing a water change, in my honest opinion. And speaking from experience, bad things can happen. This is crazy. I've got an Amano shrimp that was trying to swim upstream of this canister tube, and I missed it. I didn't film it in time. But I guess because of the fresh water, he was just... I can't believe that'd be good for him because it's pure chlorine, but you can see the purling like crazy, which is very, very cool. And I don't really know what's going on here. I know this is false purling, but if somebody can tell me why. And look at all the shrimp are pulled to this fresh water. So, and they're almost like trying to run upstream. Let's see if this guy does it again. Oh, he was thinking about it, which I can't believe. Let's see if he does it again. He just tried to go in that tube, which was the weirdest thing. But they're man, the fresh water, I don't know if it's the fresh water or what, but you can see all the little babies. So glad I put the net on. And I'm not sure what I've got in here. We'll see. But it's definitely a good sign. Purling like crazy. That's just a cool effect. I've already treated this tank for prime right here. And then what I do is I just turn that valve off. And then when it gets up there, and then switch it over to the other tank. But I put 3 caps in here, and I'm going to put it in the corner. Thanks for watching. If you have a sensor, a digital sensor, this is the way to do it, especially on a large tank. I just touch, you're going to see it drop because I just changed the heat. I hope so. And that's not it's not isothermic, and by that I mean that temperature is not the whole tank, because on a large tank it's going to get heating pockets until the temperature settles down. Here it's starting to track down now. And something else I'll do is I'll just kind of feel this, and it doesn't feel hot. But the challenge I have, I don't know if you guys have this or not, but when it gets really hot or really cold, the cold tap water temperature can change dramatically. But we're kicking along here, and I got to show you this. I'm going to get more and more bubbles on this glass, and I'm getting ready to turn my filter on, but you can see there's all kinds of happiness and action in here. Lots of baby shrimp in this tank. I don't know if you can see them all, and I'm hoping some of these, there's some that are just almost the size of a fruit fly, and I'm hoping some of them are the red and white ones. I'm just hoping. We'll see. And I'm curious if anybody really knows what to feed them, if I have to feed them anything. Because I did a 40% water change, or more than a 40% water change, what I do with this right here, if you read it, it says if you do a major water change, I'll tell you, greater than 40% water change, use 1 capful for every 10 gallons. So I'm going to put 3 capfuls of this after a big water change. And I don't know if that's, the purling will probably even bump up more. But I'm just trying to boost the plant growth. And we'll see how it goes. But I love the purling. Very cool effect. It's you know, it's like when you were a kid and you used to like get a can of soda and you'd watch the bubbles. Except this is like cooler because it's like having your, if you guys ever had sea monkeys as a kid, which are basically brine shrimp, but I used to think that was the coolest thing is, you know, you had the pet sea monkeys and watch them grow, but maybe that's it. Maybe that's my fascination with the shrimp tank is sea monkeys, and then this purling thing is just icing on the cake because it's just like fresh soda. I hope that these Amanos that, I mean, I had 2 Amanos literally trying to swim up the tube to chase the fresh water upstream. And that was I'm not, see, look how different that guy is. That guy's different. I don't know why. I need to clean my glass, but he is, or she, totally different than this is what I consider an Amano. And alright, I gotta start paying attention to my other tank, but here it is, changing. Let's see what my temperature is now. Yeah, now remember it was 84.1, it's 83.7, and hopefully it's still ticking down a little bit. And I don't mind it a little warm because it's just right at that sensor, and it's not going to be that warm over in here. It's going to get cold tonight, so I'm not worried about it cooling down. But you can see these guys really, fresh water and warm water, they just get jumpy. Everybody gets jumpy in a happy way. It's like, I don't know. And you just saw some purling. Watch this. You'll see some purling. I don't know if you can see it now, but I just saw some bubbles coming out. There we go. But guys, thanks for watching. I can't believe I've got over 200 subscribers now, and it's just really fun. Wish a lot of you guys are around the corner and to grab a pizza and talk fish, but this is as close as it gets, especially for me getting to see Beer Belly, because he's in Denmark. Wow, it's so cold there. I just can't even imagine. He would chuckle at my definition of cold, but it's a lot of fun, great hobby, and it's just so neat watching the different styles. And I did go to Europe once. Well, I've been twice, but my favorite place, if you ever travel to Europe, you've got to check out Germany, because that's where the Tetra stuff is. And Holland and Germany and France, I didn't see that much, but the Holland area and then the German area, their style of fresh water planted tanks was just freaking amazing. So, but that's one of the funnest things when I travel, is checking out tips and styles and filters and gadgets and all kinds of good stuff. But I need to, I'm still at 84.3, so I'm going to try to go get a little colder. And thanks for watching, and I'm almost done with this water change. See ya. That is not an Amano. There's just no way. You guys let me know what you think. And I still need to, somebody posted on one of my videos, and I really appreciate what they said it was, and I don't know, maybe that's what it is, but I don't believe that's an Amano. Alright, well, I'm getting ready to plug in my extension cord for the heater and the filter, and you notice I put the net. And funny thing is, that'll actually promote algae, and I bet they all start eating off of it, which will be interesting. Wow, talk about murky. It's kind of murky, but everything's purling. So, and I was gone over the weekend. I was a little nervous, and had to go to a birthday party. Went out of town, left yesterday morning, and then came back this evening. So let me adjust the light here, but you can really, this tank's about as murky as it's looked in a long time. But this is just kind of normal, especially when you mess with your canister filter. And I'll post tomorrow, but tomorrow it'll be crystal clear. Or I'm going to be kicking myself for doing something wrong. How's that? Well, it's a good sign that the angels are still guarding that area, so it tells me that I still have some babies over there. And I'm going to probably treat these guys to some bloodworms, which is their favorite. And I think I may need to trim some of these lily pads. It's really starting to, I don't know, maybe see what you guys think, but I mean, this thing is starting to like look like some kind of monster from the bottom. It's got too many arms to be an octopus, but you get the idea. But I need to give them some food. Look how really pretty how they just, maybe it thinks it's another angel, it sees its reflection, but they're pretty fish. Let's see, what have I got? Okay, so it's 83.9. It's starting to tick down, and tomorrow morning it'll probably be 82. Tick down a few degrees, and the nice thing with the large tank is you're slowly ticking the degrees up. But I think they'll enjoy the warm weather. I know I would, as cold as it's been lately. Film it. And yes, someone asked if that was a molly. She is the biggest molly I've ever seen. I've pretty much nicknamed her the whale, and she freaking eats like a whale. You just would not believe how much food she'll put away. But guys, kind of put some plants in here. This is what it looks like, and I am going to put the baby fry that's over in that area. I'm going to try to catch them and put them in that net, and we'll see how it goes. But it should, there's just a few left. It's just hard for them to protect them all in a community tank, but we'll see. And wish me luck. Here's what I did. I feel kind of bad because you can see them. They're still protecting that area and they're looking for their fry. Really good parents. And what I did is I cut that leaf and pulled them out. They were hanging onto that leaf. And I cut it out. And they're right here. And those are the baby angels. And I'm going to just watch them and inspect them. I put them in this corner of the tank because it's where the flow rate is. You can see I wanted it to get good flow through this net. And I don't know if you guys can see, but there they are moving. And the parents are doing a great job of taking care of them, so I'm just going to let them get a little bit bigger. And I've got baby brine shrimp for them. And I got this little, it's called a breeder box, breeder net. I've got some here in the bottom too, and I hope they make it. You know, the parents usually pick them up when they were falling on the ground. Yeah, you can see them. See them down there on the bottom. And I need to try to figure out if they're old enough to eat. I don't think they are. But maybe they are. Maybe I need to start feeding them. I might put a little bit of brine shrimp in there just to... I've got baby brine shrimp. I might put just a little in there and see if they feed. They're so small I can't really tell what's going on. But this is it's hanging here. It's a really nice breeder box. And just in case anybody ever looks for this, it was well priced. This is what I got. That's it. But this does a great job. They call it a fish net breeder. But my local fish store actually uses these to put shrimp in their planted tank. They keep all their shrimp in these. But yeah. Wow. I've got baby angels in the house. So quite a few in there. And I got to figure out what to do with them. I could move them to the shrimp tank. Boy, they would wreak havoc. They would definitely trim the population of baby shrimp even at a young age. That would definitely get them to grow quick, wouldn't it? Well, that's a thought. They'd be easy to catch out of there as well. Alright, we'll see. I gotta go do some research and study. You guys let me know what you think. when I know I can feed them. I was told it was 7 days after the yolk sac, but I appreciate you guys watching. I got some down in here too, and you can see them. They look like they're trying to eat off of the black sand. Maybe I need to try to put some food in there. I don't know. Alright, thanks guys. I gotta go figure it out. See ya. Hey guys, right here on this leaf, the angels have picked up the ones that I did not get. And they're on that leaf, and you can see that one kind of swimming, but they picked them up off the gravel, the black sand, and then spit them out. And they're protecting that little area right there. And it's just really cool. There's about, I don't know, 6 or 7 there. We'll see how they do. And I bet they do a better job than I do. We'll see. But I'm just kind of excited. It's kind of neat. And doing a good job of protecting them. And I'm going to turn the lights off here. And then these guys, I've got some here on the bottom. And you can see them swimming there. And then I also have these right in there. See them swimming. But that's just really cool. I'm excited. So hey, wish me luck. We'll see how we do. Still have angels. Sweet. Later guys. Thanks for watching.